I put out a video a few months ago about Lawrence Greco, aka Lary Ray, and his sex cult. It's one of the major cases the mainstream media has failed to report on, and as I dive deeper, you may start to understand why. But before I begin, thank you to Marco Polo, MarcoPoloUSA.org, for being one of the few to provide and publish more details into this extremely disturbing story. To recap on the background of this case, Lary Ray was convicted by federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York of sex trafficking, forced labor, and extortion that occurred in New York and North Carolina over a 10-year period beginning in 2010. He somehow managed to live in the dorms at Sarah Lawrence College, the school his daughter attended. During this period, Ray targeted and subjected his daughter's friends to unspeakable acts of physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Not to mention, he threatened and manipulated these girls into opening lines of credit, draining their parents' bank accounts, and selling themselves to make money for him. Some of the acts he committed are so horrific, I can't speak of them here. But how does a man who was the best man at the wedding of Bernie Kerik, the 40th Police Commissioner of New York, get away with something like this for so long? The list of clients he trafficked the victims to was entered into evidence under seal in Ray's trial. The list was inadvertently released by prosecutors into the US v. Ray file and published online for anyone to see. It has since been scrubbed from the internet, but as I always tell you, the internet is forever and we have the receipts. I will publish the list for you at the end of this video. Similar to the Maxwell Epstein list we're still waiting for, at least 120 people, including married couples, are on the client list the media doesn't want you to know about. Here are a few notable ones. David Wassong, former portfolio manager for George Soros and friend of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and also listed on page 56 of Epstein's Black Book. Zach Kaplan, account manager at Amazon, who happens to be right here on TikTok. James Shillinglaw, contributor at The Jewish Voice. Stuart Pilch, a CIA alum who lists the DOJ as a client of his. Ite Ariel, Canadian diamond supplier. Dating coach Connell Barrett. Christian Borge, lobbyist for Israel and Kazakhstan. Eric and Simone Price, a couple who live in the Hamptons and enjoy art museums. Peter de Bretteville, a modernist architect at Yale who also taught art there. Anders Elric Schroeder, Danish lawyer, art collector, financier, and real estate developer. Kyle Finesca, modern art painter. Joseph DeMena, hedge fund manager who, along with his wife, are founders of a children's history museum. How many of these people have been charged for their crimes? And if law enforcement, FBI, and the prosecutors involved in this case have access to this list, why haven't all of these people been charged with crimes? How many of them are connected to other crimes? How many of them are connected to Epstein? Makes you wonder.